Okay, so to make our beer gummy, the first thing you're going to need is some beer. We're going with some PBR, and you're going to need a giant cup. I'm using a big gulp cup from the movie theater. It's got a nice flat bottom and it's very tall and wide. So that's what we're looking for. And I'm going to need 2 measuring cups. I'm going to go ahead and pour 1 beer into each measuring cup. Each one of these measuring cups holds 4 cups. Want about 2.5 cups in each one. Now this gummy is literally just the taste of beer. There's no sweeteners in it, so, you know, don't be expecting this to taste like really sweet or something when you serve it. Okay. Now we need 8 packets of gelatin. I usually bundle them up in 4. I'm just going to sprinkle this over the surface. And then kind of push that down in there. And put another 4. Okay, so do that to each set of the beer and then let that absorb the gelatin for about 5 minutes. All right, once this has been sitting long enough to absorb all the gelatin, you're going to start microwaving it. I'm going to start at 30 seconds and stir and do it every 15 seconds until it's fully melted on both of them. If there's any little unmelted globs of gelatin, you just want to remove those. Just don't overheat your gelatin, because if it gets too hot, then you can actually destroy the strength of your gelatin. So you just want to heat it until everything's melted. And then we're going to pour into our big cup. You want to leave about 1 inch of space right up at the top. And don't worry, we're going to use more of this, so save that. And then let's put this into the fridge to chill overnight. Okay, so now we're going to create some foam in our leftover gelatin. And I'm going to use actually an immersion blender, but you could use a whisk or you could use a milk frother, anything that's going to create some bubbles. Some nice bubbles there. And then we're going to take our gelatin froth and just add that on top. And then we're going to let this set for a little bit, and then we're going to peel off the outside layer and add some more froth that's kind of coming down the side. Okay, so once your foam is set on top, it isn't too delicate, you can cut away your cup. You can use scissors or you can use an X-Acto. It should just pull right away. You want to avoid touching this foam part too much because it's got air inside of it and those bubbles will easily pop. So don't touch that too much. Looks like some of my foam kind of leaked down around the edge. Clean that up a little bit. So this Jell-O is not shelf stable, meaning it doesn't really have any sugar in it, so it's gonna need to be refrigerated and it will start to lose its moisture over time. So you want to make this maybe the day before you deliver it, or it's going to be eaten, and then it can only really be stored in the fridge for about 3 days before it starts to shrink and lose its bounciness. So we have our cool glass here. Just cleaning up that top edge a little bit. So this only took maybe 15 minutes to set up once it was in the fridge. And I actually still have our cup of foam here, and it's not fully set up. It's kind of like half set, and that's a great time to put it on top of the foam that is set, because it's going to be a little bit drippy, but not very, if that makes sense. I want you to drip down the side, but not like a lot. And then you can put a little bit more foam on top if you want, to just make it look like really heady. And it's going to set pretty much right away because the beer is cold. And that's it. That's pretty much all there is to making your gelatin gummy beer. If you very lightly torch the outside of the glass, you'll get a little bit of beading, and that kind of mimics the look of condensation. So that's kind of a cool little effect if you want to add some added realism. Okay. Now I'm just going to put this into the refrigerator to store it until you actually want to serve it, because it needs to stay refrigerated.